Just in time for Pride Month, we've got some good news. The first active NFL player comes out as gay in a video, and we're gonna talk about it. Here's a bit of that video though. This is Carl Nassib.
What's up, people? I'm Carl Nassib. I'm at my house here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Just want to take a quick moment to say that I'm gay. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but I finally feel comfortable enough to get it off my chest. I really have the best life. I got the best family, friends, and job a guy could ask for. I'm a pretty private person, so I hope you guys know that I'm really not doing this for attention. I just think that representation and visibility are so important. I actually hope that one day videos like this and the whole coming out process are just not necessary. But until then, I'm gonna do my best and do my part to cultivate a culture that's accepting, that's compassionate, and I'm gonna start by donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project. They're an incredible organization. They're the #1 suicide prevention service for LGBTQ youth in America, and they're truly doing incredible things. And I'm very excited to be a part of it, to help in any way that I can. And I'm really pumped to see what the future holds.
That was awesome. Carl Nassib, now my favorite football player. And I know what you're thinking, John, you don't watch football, there's no competition. That, sure, but now by far my favorite football. That was a great, I think the fact that he's gonna be donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project, which is awesome too. Like the explanation of why he's doing it, a desire for it to someday not be a thing that's considered necessary, like the explanation of his value system, that was awesome. Yeah, in so many different ways, even more so than I expected.
Yeah, it was a really good video. I like how he said it too. He's like, yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I'm gay. So straight, simple, and so to the point. And whenever something like this happens, you kind of tend to see two different narratives forming within supportive communities, right? And one, well, he actually touched on it, I think. One of them is that, why is this necessary? It's 2021. Why do we have to keep talking about being gay like it's a thing, like it's a big deal? But the other side of it is that visibility does matter, especially in pockets within the country, such as the NFL, right? So I was reading some comments on Instagram the other day, and somebody was saying something like, come on, it's 2021. How are you not vegan yet, right? And I think what can happen is that we get into these really insular bubbles and we think that the rest of the country and the rest of the world is on board, but we forget that there's so many places in this one country that are not there, that these are conversations that never come up for people. So the more it is out there, the more normalized it can be. It's still gonna be a process, right? We've come a long way, but we still have a very, very long way to go. And people coming out in spaces like the NFL and talking about it and donating to causes, all that matters, and it is important. And it is a very heartwarming story, and I'm sorry for doubting you.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. And to do it, I guess there's a certain I don't know, is bravery the right word? In how casual it is. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm telling you this because it is historic. There has never been an active football player who has come out before. There was Michael Sam back 7 years ago, drafted but didn't actually play. And there have been players who have come out after they had retired, but just very casually he's doing it. It's his second year with the Raiders. I'm just finding out, 6th in the league. I just learned right now, but that's awesome. I wanted to give you a little bit more from Carl about the donation. Says, for someone like me who's been so lucky and cherishes every day, it brings me incredible sadness to think that our LGBTQ youth are at such an elevated risk of suicide. I feel an immense pressure to help in any way I can, which is awesome. And in particular, we're gonna be talking about Texas. Texas is one of many states that's decided, demonizing trans youth is the way to get our base all fired up. So contributing to more depression and potentially more suicide in the future. So certainly a community that's gonna need support. It's great to see awesome role models like this. Now, really fast, I wanted to give you a quote from Warren Moon. Obviously, even I, familiar with Warren Moon, a former football player, says, really proud of Carl Nassib, the first active football player to ever do so. I played with several guys who never were comfortable enough to go public. They were great teammates and obviously very talented. And yeah, there's just this idea that teams have known obviously for a very long time, some players, but there was stigma, there was potentially strike back. Look at what happened to Michael Sam, a lot of the news coverage around that and what a bunch of conservatives were saying. So yeah, I'm glad to see it. That said, Yasmin, one less optimistic component of this is even now, even in 2021, the way that some people communicate about this is just so regrettable. So the New York Times had a headline: Carl Nassib was an NFL everyman, then he came out as gay. And I get what they think they're trying to do. They're trying to be like, but no, there's so much baked into that of like, no, he still is. That he is an everyman, because some everyman are like that. Not every man is like that, but some everyman are like that. And so I don't know who came up with that headline. It almost certainly wasn't the person that wrote the author, so please don't abuse them online. But just, oh God, sometimes I don't know. Any other thoughts about this?
I think whenever you get op-eds or even articles from reporters that have headlines like that, they're a little nebulous or a little contrarian. It's like, are you just trying to make a name for yourself by putting this out there? Sometimes they take such weird takes on things, and it's like, is this your own career advancement? Is this a belief that you have? Because it feels like they go out of their way to misrepresent an issue or a topic, or to come up with something really unique that hasn't already been said. And there's a lot of things that sometimes even me, I don't comment on, because I don't think that I can add any more to a conversation that has already been said. So I get that angle, but it's like, well, then just don't say anything. You don't need to create a controversy where there isn't one, or where there shouldn't be one.
Yeah, and especially when you know that there is going to be insane attacks against him. Like I don't know, and honestly, for my own well-being, I'm not looking to see what right-wing sites are saying about Carl, but I imagine it's not going to be great. And so don't contribute to that. Don't be a part of that. Like you don't. Yeah. And for me, like you don't need to expose yourself to this. Like honestly, this would be my advice to Trump from the last story. Don't watch SNL, buddy. If you can't take the jokes, don't watch it. It's just gonna make you feel bad. Come on, everybody has to maintain their own, like whatever exposure to the criticism you can take. So anyway, yeah, great job by Carl, an awesome way to do it. The donation is awesome, hopefully inspiring other people to feel comfortable too, but almost certainly will be attacked as a result of it.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.